these positive trends and trajectories in the Pak-US bilateral relations has clearly alarmed and unsettled New Delhi. And it seems that they have attempted to present a narrative which is based on fake information and allegations regarding Pakistan's missile and strategic program. Earlier, a few weeks ago, you remember very well, they sent a diplomatic initiative led by Shashi Tharoor, trying to badmouth Pakistan around the world, but it seemed it did not quite yield the results that New Delhi was hoping for. But I want you, as a leading expert in strategic diplomacy as well, that we have seen in the last few days a revival of a fake propaganda aimed at misleading and misinforming the think tank and policy gurus within the Beltway that Pakistan is allegedly developing an ICBM capability. In your assessment, what could be the motive of this false narrative? And in your view, how should Pakistan address it?
You see, you raised many points, but before I answer your question, the core question, let me highlight that there's lots of hype in India, but no heft, no strategic heft in the world. They've lost it, especially after the war between India and Pakistan. It was short, but it was decisive, and this has hurt them really badly. The second thing is that Shashi Tharoor, when he went abroad, and these 60-odd parliamentarians who went to all parts of India, their attitude was very arrogant and driven by hubris. And therefore, instead of engaging their interlocutors and winning their hearts and minds, they alienated them. So they did disservice to their nation, and particularly to the BJP government, which is the incumbent government, because he was an opposition figure, and other parliamentarians who went were not of the same stature. So, but let me come to the question. Of course, this is what this Foreign Affairs magazine suggests, or what you have such commentaries and breaking news from time to time. And this is part of a pattern. India pursues a policy of dissimulation and deception. And this is part of that model, their intelligence model, their statescraft, particularly directed against Pakistan. Now, let me come to this article. And this one of the authors, Pranay Vadi, he, in fact, served as director at the NSC, and he reported directly to Feiner, the Deputy National Security Advisor. So they had cooked this material during that time. Well, what's happening there, that since Indian government, they have a lot of influence and clout in Washington, they used to at least during the Biden administration, and I saw that influence directly firsthand, they would feed this false information, false and fake information into the system. They would feed this information, fabricated information, to the Department of State, to the NSC, of course, to the Pentagon, to CIA and other intelligence agencies, also to the Department of Treasury, and to the Department of Energy. They would pass this information, and then they would also use their embedded assets there, whether they were Indian Americans or their sympathizers. They would use them. There's a small clique there which works in a very determined manner to demonize Pakistan, and this smear campaign against Pakistan, raising doubts about Pakistan's capabilities and intent. This is their full-time job. And although they are American,
and I think Mr. Vipin Narang also served in the Biden administration.
That's true. That's true. But I know that about Pradipati and his narrative and his pitch during that period. Now, let me come to the substance of what they have said. They have cobbled together a theory which cannot be believed at all. What India is saying, that he is in the league of the United States, United Kingdom, and France, and that there's another group of adversaries, which is China, Russian Federation, North Korea, Iran, and Pakistan. Now, this is wrong and erroneous categorization. We do not belong to this group, and India doesn't belong to that group. So this is aspirational, but this is not realistic. So they have excluded themselves. So their bias is obvious and evident because they have not analyzed the capabilities of India. The second thing is that they have said that if Pakistan has capability, if Pakistan is in fact working on an intercontinental ballistic missile, the second corollary or conclusion is that it would be used against the United States. So this is a very artificial correlation. This is not anchored in logic at all. So this is jumping to conclusions. This is one. Now, let's go to the substance. The substance is that Shaheen 3's range is 2,750 kilometers, and of Agni 5 is from 5,000 to 8,000 kilometers, which means that India already has an intercontinental ballistic missile. You're an expert in missiles and all these defense technologies, and you would know it instantly. Now, Agni 6 will have, which is under process, its range would be from 9,000 kilometers to 16,000 kilometers. And I would also like to add that India has been building these bases abroad. For instance, one is in Tajikistan, one is in Oman, in Madagascar, in Seychelles, and in Mauritius, particular, I would say that it is about 3,500 to 4,000 kilometers away from Pakistan. So if they have a base there, they are going out of the reach of Pakistan, of this Shaheen 3 that we've had, because it is 2,750. So as we have said, I mean, this is a cardinal part of our doctrine, that our program is India specific, which includes, of course, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. But if India has hostile intent from Mauritius or Madagascar, we have to develop that capability. But how can you jump to the conclusion that we would use this capability against the United States, which has been our friend and partner? We are still our major non-NATO ally, and we have worked together during the war on terror. We are recalibrating and resetting our relationship right now, and we have 101 linkages. And in the cities that they were mentioning, for instance, I'm speculating about North Korea and then clubbing us together with North Korea, there are at least 1 million Pakistani Americans are living in the United States of America. What are they talking about? So, and say that if another falsehood and false correlation, they said that if Pakistan is working on an ICBM, then the United States has no choice but to declare it as nuclear adversary, right? So this is, again, very strange. And this is very strange logic. They need to be taught logic and mathematics